I would now like to invite our alumni architect Palani Prabha, co-founder and principal architect, StudioVert, associate professor, CAD, and research scholar at said SRMIST, Chennai.
Hi, IconBus 2021. It gives me immense pleasure to take part in the international conference IconBus 2021 hosted by said SRM. I'm very much fascinated to share my journey in architecture. This is Palani Prabha from India, a proud alumna of SRM School of Architecture from 2000 to 2005 batch. I'm a professionally registered architect with over 15 years of experience in designing commercial, residential buildings and retail interiors. I would like to share my enthralling journey in architecture since 2005. My journey in architecture began in the year 2000 when I stepped into SRM School of Architecture and Interior Design. Not having an architecture family background created fear in my second year. My faculties, Professor Shanmugapriya and Professor Rama Karthikeyan, helped me in gaining confidence to pursue my course further. Without their support, I wouldn't have had this pleasant journey in architecture. I take this opportunity to thank Professor Tirumeni, Professor Vaidyanathan, Professor Karnagaran, Professor C.T. Lakshman, and all the faculties who made me travel my journey in architecture. Special thanks to Mr. Ramachandran and Mr. Saravanan for their support during my journey as a student. In 2004, my internship journey took place in Vistara Architects, architect Ishwari Nelayandar, an eminent women architect who inspired me both professionally and personally. In 2005, upon successfully completing my graduation, my journey in architecture practice had a great start with the golden opportunity to work with architect K.S. Ranganath, leading architect in Chennai. My 3 years of being a junior architect under his guidance helped me gain wide knowledge in architectural detailing, designing small-scale projects to large-scale projects, skills acquired from team leader, skills to coordinate with other consultants helped me throughout my career. My journey in Padgro Consultants Chennai started in the year 2009, where I had learned about designing corporate interiors, bank interiors, and worked on open architectural design competitions and continued the journey for 2 years. Interesting part in this journey is I happened to meet architect Senthil Kumar, who is now being my business partner. My interest in landscape architecture paved way to travel in the master plan landscape firm in 2011 and gain knowledge in designing landscape projects, including residential township and office campuses. In 2012, Feb 14th, I co-founded the firm StudioVert Architects and Interiors along with architect Senthil Kumar. With great passion in providing architectural design reachable to all class of people, we have established the firm in Porur. At this juncture, I would like to share the works we did in StudioVert. StudioVert has been started with the sole intention of creating new horizon for our clients, providing a one-step solution for all architectural and interior needs. We are continuously engaged in exploring new materials and modern techniques to provide better prospect. Our philosophy is to architecture remains an enthralling journey for us. Destination remains unknown, but we strongly believe we are traveling in the right direction to meet today's needs through intensive practice and research. The face of architecture keeps changing since the day it started. We adapt to meet today's challenge by giving more with less. Each building is designed by keeping the urban context in mind, which makes the program to fit in functionally without creating an extraterrestrial element. To be a part in sculpting the environment by creating a sensible spaces for today's human needs. Meet my partner, architect Senthil Kumar, who did bachelor's in architecture in 2005 from Satyabama Engineering College. He did his master's in urban design in 2008 from University of Greenwich. Myself, Palani Prabha, did my bachelor's in architecture 2005 SRM School of Architecture, completed my master's in 2019. Meet my team, architect Sudeshna, architect Meenu Narayanan, architect Tanmaya. Our design methodology, we examine the site to discover its limitations and possibilities, then consider these features alongside the environmental, geographic, cultural, and behavioral context before offering design concepts to our clients. Once a selection is made, we begin the research, experimentation, and creation. Each member of our diverse architectural team offers their specialized expertise to collaborate on and cover all the facets of a project from the concept stage to the construction supervision. This is our first project which we did for Amar Prakash developers in 2012, a residential development of around 3 acres in Samanjeri. Further, we designed a contemporary, luxurious residential apartment at Oil Mill Road. Overall mossing of this project is the result of precision and projection of 8 boxes in grid. In 2013, we designed an apartment in prime location at ECR. The design opportunity in this program lies in the articulation of the form as a whole. Visualizing the elevation as a composition, architectural elements are introduced to generate a modern and contemporary facade. This is one of our favorite project, Pestle Green. A contemporary villa in Kovur gave us the scope to explore an interesting massing and achieved iconic elevation. In 2014, we designed various residential and commercial projects. Mr. Ponurindam Illam in Porur, this house is designed for a family of 3 different generations. The design satisfying the 3 different lifestyles in a single building. Indoor garden is positioned between living and dining with a double height, which creates lush green connection and interaction between 2 levels. In 2015, we received a precious opportunity to design for TNHP projects. We did 3 projects for TNHP, and one of which is a high-rise apartment in Villivakkam, standing tall in 1.77 acres. It is a G+19 floor structure. The challenge of this project is to explore designing a comfortable living unit with minimum floor area. In 2016, a few interesting projects like renovation of hotel at Mahabalipuram. This program gave us a scope to explore innovative design concepts and came up with stunning massing within client's budget. Residence for Mr. Saravanan, the green passage draws trees and plants deep into the house, creating a natural buffer zone between the house various organizations. The integration of green elements, wood and plant as the elements are both environmentally friendly and recyclable, while they have a positive effect in the indoor climate. My most inspiring architect in my journey is Zaha Hadid. Her life inspired me to step into academics in sharing the experience gained in the practice to the students and in training students to develop skills and abilities that support them to become a professional architect. I started my academic career in AMS Academy of Architecture, then worked with School of Architecture and Interior Design said SRM. In 2017, we designed a service apartment in Triplicane. Design challenge in this program is to provide 20 cozy room spaces in a small site of 3,230 square feet, elevation defined by clean lines and an overall uncluttered aesthetic with minimalistic design. In 2018 and 19, we designed various residential and commercial projects. Residence for Professor Belina Xavier at Royal Nagar. This is the commercial building which we designed for Mr. Ajay at Porur. Residence for Rajmohan at Valsravakam. Every project gives us new learning and take us to next level in our practice. This is a project in 2020 we have completed. In the challenging year 2020, we could manage to smoothly run the practice though we had an pandemic situations around the world. We have designed a mixed-use building and successfully executed at site as well. We have participated in the competition projects as well. This is a competition entry which we submitted for Solar Toll Plaza competition, and the right one is the central median design which we have submitted for the Metro Rail project. During 2017-19, I completed my Masters in Architecture from ECAP, Anna University. Currently working in Chennai Academy of Architecture and Design as an associate professor, also pursuing my research in the domain of affordable housing in said SRM IST. Also successfully running the practice along with my partner. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in finishing an activity, but in doing it, said by Ray Anderson. I would like to thank Dean Dr. Satish Kumar, said SRMIST, for giving me an opportunity to share my enthralling journey in architecture since 2005. And I would like to thank Professor Narayani for giving me this opportunity to share my journey with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Architect Palani Prabha, for sharing your journey in architecture. We will now move on to a short sponsor break.
This is Amit, and I am a proprietor of Metro Books, and our firm is a 12-year-old firm located in Delhi, and we have our head office in Delhi, and we have our 2 branch offices. One is in Pune and another one is in Chennai. So we are dealing in architecture and engineering books, and our core specialization is for engineering and architecture books. We have our specialization in architecture planning, interior design, animation, facility design planning, digital architecture, and construction project management, urban design, etc. So as you see, there are different books we have in our offices. So let me tell you, explain you the different books here. Like we have books for different publishers like Thames, Anderson, Lawrence King, etc., MIT Press. So you can see here in this rack that like all these books are very basic books, and most of the books are into various universities syllabus, and also there are some civil titles are also there, like the Sears one, like the passive and low energy, and you can again see here some very basic books required for all universities. And you can see here the books in this rack is for Wiley, and this is a US based publisher, very renowned publisher, and publishing books on various subjects, and very famous books they have published. So that, and we are directly procuring from this publisher. And in this rack you can see the Routledge publisher. This publisher is from UK, and again a very renowned publisher in the field of engineering and architecture subject. So they also publish on all the subjects like planning, urban design, interior design, fashion, animation, photography, etc. Like again you can see some books published by Indian publishers in this rack, and these are the very basic books published by different publishers. So we are also doing publishing for architecture books, and we deal in architecture books, and you can see these are the books by Design Media, and again this is a very famous publisher for design books and architecture books. And like I have told you that we are into the publishing field also, and we have published few titles on architecture subject, and some more titles also we are going to publish in next year, and this year also we are going to publish few titles, and we are still working on those titles to get it published within this year. Like one is for planning, and other one is for architecture, and one is for history of architecture. So these are the fields which we are planning this year. And you can see here the books based on design. This is again a very famous publisher for design books, and name of the publisher is Sandpoints. So that's this publisher is from China, and again you can see some more books for Link publishers, and that is again also a US publisher. Again you can see some book published by Actor publisher, and you can see some Archibald books are also there. That's again a very Korean publisher. Again some books are for links for different on housing, digital architecture, on housing, roofs, etc. And here you can see the books for European publishers. So all these books are for European publishers. So these are the books I have just shown you, and we are try to cover each and every subject relating to architecture, especially in publishing also. So that's all from my side. Thank you.